This is the Washington Times front page for Tuesday, August 16th, 2022. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. Iran has signaled it still has objections to the West's final proposal to restore the Obama-era nuclear deal. Ben Wolfgang reports the Biden administration reiterated that it won't abandon negotiations with Iran. That's after Department of Justice charges that Iranian military operatives plotted to assassinate former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and former White House National Security Advisor John Bolton, and it comes after an attack on author Salman Rushdie in New York State last weekend. State Department spokesperson Ned Price is trying to keep the issue of ongoing nuclear talks separate from the growing list of Iranian provocations. He said the U.S. and its negotiating partners remain focused on the dangers of Iran's nuclear weapons program. Monday marked the deadline for Iran to issue its response to a European Union proposal to revive the 2015 nuclear deal. The U.S. pulled out of the agreement in 2018. Staying in the Middle East, former President Trump and the Biden administration traded shots over who bore the most blame for the American withdrawal from Afghanistan last year. Joseph Clark and Stephen Dinan report Trump defended the withdrawal on his social media platform, which he set into motion with a 2020 agreement with the Taliban, saying that it didn't have to be so chaotic. National Security Council spokesperson Adrienne Watson said in a memo that Trump dealt the Biden administration a losing hand thanks to the deal. She said it empowered the Taliban and weakened partners in the Afghan government. Speaking of Trump, opponents of the former president want criminal charges filed against him and his close associates that would lead to their arrests. Susan Ferricchio reports legal experts and former prosecutors say Attorney General Merrick Garland will decide whether to seek charges against Trump by presenting a case to a grand jury. Some view the surprise raid on Mar-a-Lago as an indication that Garland is accelerating a case to charge Trump with wrongfully taking classified and top-secret material from the White House. You can read all of these stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page. You can also find the entire lineup of Washington Times podcasts at WashingtonTimes.com/podcasts. There are few physical reminders of activists' occupation of an anti-police autonomous zone in Seattle 2 years ago, but a backlash of rising crime and police resignations has spread far beyond its boundaries. The takeover, known as the Capitol Hill Occupy protest, lasted a month and became a symbol of the social justice movement that spun out of control. Mika Selner reports the city has yet to fully recover. The Seattle Police Department said violent crime soared 20% last year to a 14-year high. Property crime was up 9%, and shootings in the city were up 75% in the first 5 months of the year, despite tough, statewide gun safety laws. And finally, Wyoming Congresswoman Liz Cheney and Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski are set to test their mettle against Trump-backed primary election opponents. Seth MacLachlan reports Cheney is trailing significantly in polls in the Republican primary for her seat, and Murkowski is well positioned to fight another day in Alaska's ranked choice primary. Former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin, meanwhile, is looking to return to electoral politics. She's running in a special election to replace former Congressman Don Young, who died earlier this year. Find all today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Washington Times in your favorite podcast app. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.